All right, we back for my second week of reviews for fall this week, and I didn't see as many games this weekend, but I'm gonna just give you a quick review. I had a chance to watch Alemany play this weekend over at the South Pass Fall League. They're gonna be tough, man. They're gonna be genuinely tough. One thing I want to say is that coach, I don't know him, but that coach from Alemany owes the mirror coach a steak dinner every year for making last game of the year. They needed to make the playoffs, and they went off and won the championship. So congratulations to him, and congratulations to that coach for coaching with your coaching livelihood on the line, man. Private school jobs are definitely hard to come by. I had a chance to watch Cathedral also there. That's a complete rebuild. If you're sitting on the bench at St. John Bosco, Mater Dei, Harvard Westlake, Notre Dame, and whether you go to private school for religious reasons or higher education reasons, you may want to consider Cathedral. You know what I mean? I don't know Alex, but I know he did an exquisite job doing scouting reports for Harvard Westlake. And he was a key coach to their 2 championship runs. So congratulations to him on getting that job. And then I went down to Orange County to watch the event they had there. I went to support my nephew. Julian plays for, God damn it, I'm drawing the blank on the it's a Vegas team, man. Why am I drawing the blank, man? But y'all make sure y'all go support Julian Willisey. I'll be talking about him throughout the year, man. That's my nephew down there and in Vegas, man. I was really keen on going to watch Roosevelt, and I'm gonna say 2 things about these 2 schools. Very seldom do you get a team that resembles the personality of the coach. Very seldom. 2 teams resembles the personality of their coach, Roosevelt and La Mirada. I'll tell you a quick story about La Mirada, man. I'm down there in Long Beach last year, and I'm just watching. You know what I mean? I was then the assistant coach at Burroughs, and we had some teams that we were considering playing and or in our league. So I'm down there watching them play, doing some scouting. And the La Mirada team caught my attention by the level of detail and effort that they play with, man. It's just beautiful to see. That coach does an exquisite job. I guess exquisite is the word of the day in this video. Phenomenal job, man. If you're in that area and you consider La Mirada High School, I suggest that you really pay attention. And he's keeping his kids there. He got a top 20, top 30 kid in his class, and he's not going nowhere. You know, he's giving the left-handed guard the freedom to go after his scholarship, and I believe this summer he got his first Division I scholarship offer. I saw him put up 30-something when I was scouting Harvard Westlake before we played them at Redondo. I saw him give Harvard Westlake 30-something points. So that coach, and obviously many of y'all know who Roosevelt is. That I think they do a phenomenal job. Although I was watching them from a court over because I was watching another game. They take on the personality of their coach, man. That coach be ripping and rubbing up and down the sideline, and I think the Roosevelt coach does a hell of a job. And I haven't sat behind the bench. I typically sit behind the bench when I go, but it wasn't no bench there. But typically I sat behind the La Mirada bench and I watched them, and I watched the halftime. I love how they get on the referees, and they can. La Mirada and Roosevelt, they're gonna be tough to beat. Their will, I would say, from the skill perspective, obviously Roosevelt is better, but I'm very interested to see what La Mirada can do. Because they're a team that has a lot of skill and a lot of will. and it's tough to break that will. And they've been together for 2 years now, so I genuinely wish them well. There was 2 kids that I had a chance to watch. The kid from Fairmont Prep, David Abby Sogun, and I had a chance to watch Dallas Washington from Santa Margarita. And by the way, that league is going to be on fire this year. It's just too bad traffic won't allow me to get there. I'm gonna go see them down when they play at the Staples Center. Excuse me, Crypto Arena. I'm gonna go watch those games, and that'll probably be the only chance I get to see them live. I'll be watching them on NFHS all year though. And I had a long drive. I had to go to a wedding. Not a long drive. I had to go to a wedding in Long Beach. So I got on the phone and called a Division I college coach, and I asked them, why haven't you offered these kids scholarships? And they say they need to do more. And I'm gonna paraphrase what this college coach said, hopefully to add insight to Dallas Washington and David Abby Sogun. And mind you, what I tell you is to help. I'm not in it to hurt kids or anything like that. If you know my history, I made a lot of money training. I have no, and I'm doing this. I have no aspirations to coach a kid. I have no aspirations to build an AAU team. I have no aspirations to coach in college. I have aspirations of coaching my kids in high school, my son and my daughter, as an assistant coach or a head coach. That's probably the apex of my existence as it pertains to basketball. You know what I mean? So I don't do this for financial gain, but I want to help the kids out as much as I can. And what he said about Dallas Washington is said he's not an out of zip code player. And what I mean by that is he says he has all the measurables, can put his head over the rim, can run like a gazelle. But what he mean by out of zip code is if he's fronting the post, right? Can he get around and box out consistently? Can he if he's playing defense, right? They call it white. So if you're fronting the post in white, can you get around, get a box out? Can you get the long rebound that goes to the elbow? Can you get the rebound that goes to the other side of the rim? And 2, can he efficiently go from post to short corner, post to high post, and be a threat offensively? And that's pretty much what he said about both these kids. I was just real interested because I thought that school would offer kids like that. You know, big mobile kids, especially at the high school level. And so you guys got to understand as big men. And my suggestion to that is separate your workouts, right? Do an hour, and you can do it. So if you have a 2-hour workout, you do an hour just on post and an hour just on wing. Don't blend it, you know. That's why it's tough when 2 brothers are working out. You guys aren't the same basketball players. Like when a parent, I would always suggest to the parents, it's gonna cost a little more, but train your kids separately, because your kids don't have the same. They have similar skill sets, but God don't make everyone has their own fingerprint, right? Literally. So I would do my posts and my perimeter work different. And I think David has a competitive advantage because his coach, Andy, is a hell of a trainer, man. He was a trainer for SCA. And anyways, you don't need to know about my history, but Jonathan Gibson played on SCA, and I was a huge part of that. And then I'm gonna tell you, man, I'm gonna take my time with this. This video is gonna be over 10 minutes, man. If you get to this point, I say thank you. You know, I'm just a high school basketball fan, and my son and my daughter got me reinvigorated, re-inspired. And but let me share this. So I'm gonna take my time with this, about 6-7 minutes maybe. I'm seeing this young guard from another school, like he's hesitating, pulling up, stepping back, and I'm like, damn, who is this guard? Right? And he steps back and hits a couple threes on Modern Day. It's the first beginning of the game, and then I see a Modern Day guard, right? Step back, hit a 3, and he runs by the sideline. He's talking smack, and I'm like, who's this kid? And I watched this kid go for 40 points. Lamarada's playing behind me. Modern Day is playing on this court, and Santa Margarita is playing on. So I'm like at 4 points. You know, when you New Mexico, Utah, you know, I'm literally watching all 3 at the same time. You know what I mean? So I can give you guys some insight. And so I'm like, who is this kid? You know what I mean? And then I was like, oh, that's Luke Barnett, the kid I've been hearing about. So I'm like, I'm paying attention now. The kid goes for 44, man. The kid goes for 44, and it's a beautiful 44. Talking smack like he was at the Rucker. It was like his own court. It was like he was Denzel Washington in a real-time play. I mean, it was just exquisite to watch him play. And then let's fast forward. He ended up having another game against my nephew, Julian, right? And I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on the high school he plays for. But anyways, you guys get it. And so I'm literally sitting next to my college teammate, my great friend, I'm talking and I'm analyzing what the hell is going on. And Luke Barnett is literally jumping off the page. I'm talking to George, and I'm like, man, this kid is for real, man. I think this kid is a pro. And when I say pro, I don't mean NBA. I mean literally a pro. Like, he's going to make money playing basketball. And he's fiery. He's intense. He has a high IQ. He knows how to compete. It is a skill to know how to compete at the highest level and not want to fight, not want to curse people out, not be disrespectful to the refs, not be disrespectful to the coaches. And I think he does it at an exquisite level. Word of the day, exquisite, right? And George is to my right. And then there's noticeably, there is because I can hear him, there's a modern day parent sitting to my left. And I was like, oh, sir, who's your son? He says 14. I said, man, I'm sitting over here praising your son for like 10 to 15 minutes, man. I'm like, dude, your son is exquisite, man. I said, your son is $500 a month away from being I think the kid can play in the NBA. I'm going to just tell you right now. You know what I mean? I think the kid can play in the NBA, man. He's a star. I think they should have them face pictures, you know how they have in college. I think Luke Barnett should have that modern day style. I think he's just, if he got like point guard level ball handling, with his IQ and his level of arrogance, and this man, listen, it's a new star in the 2026 class, and his name is Luke Barnett, man. And I wish nothing but the best for him, man. And it was a pleasure sitting next to his dad for a game. His dad is also a coach out there in the Orange County area. And I'm gonna leave with this story, man. You guys will appreciate this story, man. So I saw Gary McKnight brutally attack a referee, right? He walks the half court on him. I ain't never seen a coach walk the half court and not get a T. Like you're asking for a T when you walk the half court because you're literally trying to get the ref's attention, and you said basically. So anyways, I'm gonna tell you guys a story that happened with me and Gary Russell. I mean with Gary. Shout out to the Gary Russell boxing family too. Shout out to them. Gary McKnight. So years ago, 2007, 2008, 2009, somewhere in there, dog. I'm coaching at the Say No class, and shout out to the main man, Hank Salvatore, man. Hank Salvatore was the reason why I was fortunate enough to train a lot of you young kids for free. Hank Salvatore literally paid me to train inner city kids. Exquisite, man. Rest in peace, Hank Salvatore. Awesome guy. All I had to do was turn in receipts. I was honest with him. He said, man, go train these kids, man. And he paid me to train a lot of you kids, man. You know, so God bless Hank Salvatore. He's a great asset to the Drew League here in LA. Let me end this video because it's getting long. And so Gary McKnight, I had the Ware twins on my team for one game. one game, right? And mind you, I have a hell of a team. I have Jonathan Gibson, who made the NBA. I had Orlando Johnson out of Santa Barbara, who was a second-round pick by the Indiana Pacers. I had him on my team. I had Darrell Wright's brother on my team. He was young. He was playing. He ended up making the NBA. I think he was a first-round pick in the NBA. I had a hell of a team, dog, right? Hell of a team. And so the Ware twins, when they transferred from North Carolina, went to UCLA, right? And it was their opening. They wanted to play locally probably because they went to UCLA, and I respect it. I had no qualms with them. And I think I had Alex Stevenson on that team. And Alex Stevenson, he would swallow 20. You could pencil him in for 15 rebounds a game, and he can outlet the ball 40 feet, pow, on a line, right? So basically, I had some upperclassmen. They wasn't physically ready to play at that level, I thought, especially at the Say No. It's up and down. Games are in the 80s and 90s consistently, right? And I couldn't play them together because of the foot speed, right? The foot speed and the toughness. They had skill, but in that league, you got to play fast and you got to be highly skilled, and they just wasn't there. And I couldn't play them together. I basically subbed them in for each other, and they probably played about 5 to 10 minutes. And I was on their ass. Like, I was cussing at them. I was literally on the Ware Twins ass. Only one game. They may not even remember this situation. Who cares? So anyways, Garrett McKnight, I see him coming all the way down. He walks all the way down the stairs. And I think David Ware's dad, he's like 6'7", 6'8". He was behind him by like 3 feet, right? And he comes up to me. And mind you, man, I look like, you know, if y'all knew me in my 20s, you know what I mean? I didn't give a fuck about nothing, man. As arrogant, as confident as I was then, I was probably more back then because I'm more of a family man now. But anyways, Garrett McKnight tries to punk me. Oh, y'all don't know. Garrett McKnight, he's like, man, you didn't play my kids. I said, Garrett McKnight, shut the fuck up. Take your fat ass back to Orange County, man. This LA, man. This LA, you can't do this to me. And we're yelling at each other in the middle of the court. Swear to God, God is my witness, man. And I haven't spoken to him since. But the Ware Twins went on to have a hell of a career, I presume. So one made the Knicks. So congratulations to the Ware Twins. One of them ended up making it to the NBA. But that's my Garrett McKnight question. And then I got my last question for modern day, man. And I'm gonna say this for real. How come historically they don't develop dog 7-footers, man? Historically, man, you can go all the way back. Their big men are never dogs. I don't know if it's their pedigree. Like, they took about 6 charges, so you can't say they're not well coached. I've seen them take at least 6 charges in the 2 games that I watched. So they're well coached. They got great presets. They go back door. They know their options. They run their options. They got a secondary offense. The man sets the high screen on the guard. He comes off. They're well coached. But how come they can't develop their big men? How come their big men are never dogs? Now, Davidson is a dog. Congratulations to him. He committed to Nevada. But they need a rebounder, shot blocker, especially in that league. So I don't know if they're going to have it, because I genuinely think Santa Margarita has a Division I type level front line. And they just added that guard. I think that guard is... I think both guards are good. I think will be a well-coached. I only seen them play 1 game, but they're good. But I just have that question for modern day, man. So y'all go ahead and have a great day. That's my quick review, man. I'm looking forward to this upcoming weekend. I will be at I'm definitely going to Pasadena. I'm gonna pay my $20 or $30 what it costs to get in there. I'll be there, and Lincoln and I will be there, and Sunday I'll be somewhere else. I got to go on Twitter and see who has a fall league. But that's my take this week. Sorry it's a little bit longer, but I had to share my Luke Barnett story. I think he is going to be... What is the McDonald's All-Americans committee going to do in 2026 for these LA kids, man? Luke Barnett's going to be a 5-star by the end of next summer. No doubt in my mind. No doubt in my mind. And if he's not a 5-star, it doesn't matter, because he's a star, man. Luke Barnett is a star. And he competes, man. Shout out to the 2026 class, dog. You got Tyron Stokes, Arenas, now Barnett, Crow, Taj, Collins from Bosco, and the other guard from Bosco. God damn, I'm gonna tell you what y'all parents should do. Put your own game together. Y'all get the money. Y'all get the parking. Y'all get the door. Gilbert Arenas, put that together, man. You got the platform to put that together. Forget the McDonald's. Yeah, you want to, in addition to the McDonald's All-American game, why don't y'all do your own All-Star game? Maybe you can partner with the Collision All-Star game. Shout out to my main man, Ken Miller, who got me started in this media thing. Maybe you can do that. Y'all put it together, but get the money, man. Get the money. Get the money, man. CIF is a non-profit, for-profit, man. Get the money, man. I'm gone. Peace, y'all.